Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to show you what you can achieve with the new Goblin Biker deck. I will also show you a deck list. I will show you the one card combo that you can achieve with this deck coming in the next pack in October. We are expecting, and this is what I'm showing you, to get the full support for this deck. So without further ado, let me explain to you what we are running here. We have one Goblin Biker Grand Entrance. This is one card that we will definitely get. It reads: add one Goblin monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can apply the following effect: detach one XYZ material from a monster on either field, and if you do, special summon one a Goblin monster level 4 or lower from your hand. And then you can also banish, and we will also do the second effect, this card from your graveyard: detach one XYZ material from a monster on either field. Then you can add one Goblin monster from your graveyard to your hand. So Goblin Biker, it's all about this level 3 XYZ and detaching stuff from XYZ monsters. So let's start here. We are playing the Goblin Biker Grand Entrance, and we are searching our first Goblin Biker card, the Goblin Biker, or Badass Goblin Bikers. As we can see right here, all of the Goblin Bikers. It reads level 6 to 1400 feet effect. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Goblin monsters, you can normal summon this card without attributing. If this card is normal or special summoned, we can also special summon one level 4 or lower Goblin monster from our deck. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, we can target one card on the field, attach it to your Goblin XYZ monster as material. And this is something you will see often, that we can detach or attach something to our Goblin Biker monsters here. So because we are controlling no cards, it's basically like a Fenrir or Unicorn. We are summoning this, activating its effect to get to the field a Goblin Biker Duck Charger. If this card is in your hand, we could also detach one XYZ material from a monster and a special summon it. And if this card is normal or special summoned, we can add one Goblin Biker Spell or Trap from grave to hand, from our deck to the hand, sorry. We are activating this to add the Goblin Biker Grand Bash. Goblin monsters we control gain a 300 attack, and during our main phase we can normal summon one Goblin Biker monster in addition to the normal summon we already did. And then we can on target two Goblin monsters, and we can either make the level of one of the monster become the current level of the other, or both of their original levels become their combined original level. So we could make this level 9 here, all of them, or we could make one of them level 6 or one of them level 3. And because we are level 3 rank XYZ deck, we are of course doing that right. We are playing this card, and then we are targeting our two, the Duck Charger and the other one, to make both level 3 and make the first very important one, the Big Gabonga. Big Gabonga says, if this card is XYZ summoned, we can add one Goblin, a monster from deck to hand, and if a material is detached from a monster on the field, we can target one face-up monster on the field, except this card, attach it to this card as material. This will be one of our interruptions. It also says during the end phase we can attach one Goblin monster from our deck to this card as a material. So now let's use the effect to search. We are getting the Goblin Biker Clatter Splotter, which is a very nice one, a monster reborn Goblin Biker card. If this card is normal or special summon, we can target one Goblin monster in our graveyard except the Goblin Biker Clatter Splotter, special summon it. And during our opponent's main phase, if this is in the graveyard, we can also detach one XYZ material from a monster on either field, and if we do, we are special summoning this card, but we are banishing it when it leaves the field. So what we are going to do now is activate the big entrance in the graveyard. We are going to banish it to add one of our, and detach one of our XYZ monsters materials, and then we will add one of our Goblin Biker cards back from the graveyard. So we're detaching the Duck Charger to get the Duck Charger to the hand, and the cool thing is that we can normal summon this guy because we have an additional normal summon of our Goblin Biker Grand Bash, and we can also, because this is in our hand and we have not used the first effect here, we can also detach raw material from the Big Gabonga material and then special summon the Duck Charger. Let's do this. We are special summoning the Duck Charger, detaching the big ass Goblin Bikers, and then we are normal summoning the other one. Now we can activate the effect to reborn the level 6 here. And at this point, we are making an IP Masquerina with both the level 3s here, and this is our end board for now. In the end phase, remember, we will be able to attach something to Goblin Biker Big Gabonga. We have our IP Masquerina, and then we have our Graveyard Interruption, Goblin Biker Clatter Splotter. I will show you what this will look like in our opponent's turn now. So end phase, we can now attach something here, and now we are passing over. So let's say our opponent draws a card, and then we are going main phase, and our opponent normal summons monster, in this case the Alexandrite Dragon. Doesn't really matter. We can normal phase, main phase, quick effect, activate Goblin Biker Clatter Splotter. Now we can detach from our XYZ, we can special summon this, and we have two triggers now. The first one is the Big Gabonga, the second one is the Clatter Splotter. The Clatter Splotter can now revive one of the Duck Chargers from the graveyard, and the Big Gabonga, because something was detached, we can now target one face-up monster on the field and attach this to this card as a material. This is what we are going going to do, we are going to summon the Duck Charger here, which will give us follow-up for the next turn. There he comes. Now this one can be attached here, and now the Duck Charger can search follow-up for next turn, and we can also now, because you see we have a lot of materials here, either go into an SP Linlight, which we will do here, but you could obviously also go into a 4 material or 3 material Appaloosa, whatever you are preferring here. So let's make an SP Little Knight here. Could also make an Appaloosa if you wanted to. This depends on what you want to do, and we are going to add here. And the next thing we can also do, which is quite nice, because this was sent to the graveyard. I read this before. If this card is sent to the graveyard, remember this was used for the link summoning of the Espinel Knight or of the Appaloosa. If you made this, then we can also target one card on the field and attach it to our Goblin XYZ monster as a material. I'm targeting the Goblin Wrecker Grand Bash now because our opponent has no more cards on the field, but obviously you want to do it with an opponent's card. In the end phase, we can once again attach, and then on the next turn, we can now proceed to kill our opponent. Just use the Goblin Biker Grand Entrance to search another Goblin Biker card. Another cool one, by the way, is the Goblin Biker Mean Merciless. If this card is normal or special summoned, we can also special summon one Goblin Biker from our hand. This is nice because we have the Spider or the Goblin Biker, badass Goblin Bikers, looks like spiders in my opinion, still in the hand, so we can also summon this. And obviously now go to battle phase to finish the game. So we have 2 attaches on our opponent's turn. We can make an SP Linlight Appaloosa if we want to, and we have the follow-up that you can see right here, which obviously we could now also go into more rank 3 XYZs you can make. For example, if you wanted to Bamboozling Gossip Shadow here, which is a monster negate. So obviously we only played with 1 card in our hand, but we will have more, so you can make more stuff on the field with more cards in the hand. You could also use cards like the Armor Fortress to go into the Dark Knight Lancer, which can then also once per turn, if an equipped card becomes equipped to a monster, we can also detach or attach 1 monster our opponent controls to this card as material. This is another interruption we can have on the end board. If we can make it, we would just need another card for this and not only the Goblin Biker Grand Entrance. Let me hop on over onto a Decklist and show you what a potential Goblin Biker deck in Master Duel could look like. And here's what a potential list could look like. You can definitely decide on putting this Pot of Prosperity out. We are playing triple Goblin Biker Grand Entrance here, the card we've just seen. We are playing triple Badass Goblin Bikers, a really strong card here that can be special summoned like a Fenrir. We have the Biker Duck Charger that can search any of our spell and trap cards. This is nice. We have our Goblin Biker Clatter Splotter. You only need one of this. This is the Revive guy. Then we have the Goblin Biker Mean Merciless we've just seen, and Goblin Biker Boom Mech at 1. Once per chain during the main phase, if this card is in our hand or graveyard, we can detach 1 XMZ material from a monster on either field, which is funny. You can also use this to detach from your opponent, and we can then special summon this. A cool extender here. We have Goblin Biker Grant Imprisonment, tribute 1 monster, special summon 1 Goblin monster from our deck. The funny thing is that a lot of people are using this with the new card from Memento, which I will quickly show you, using this to summon the Mementotlan Goblin, because funnily enough this says summon a Goblin monster, and Mementotlan Goblin is a Goblin monster. We have 3 Goblin Biker Grand Bash. We just saw 1 Goblin Biker Grand Crisis. We can target 1 Goblin monster we control and 1 monster our opponent controls, or 1 Goblin monster in our graveyard and 1 monster in our opponent's graveyard. Banish both. Really nice. A banishment here that if we can draw it, we can also set, and we can send this face-up card from our spell and trap zone to the graveyard, then target 5 of our banished Goblin monsters with different names and special summon them. So nice follow-up that does not always come up, but you have it if you can use it. We have Tour Guide from the Underworld, which can summon itself, to have 2 level 3 bodies here to make your Goblin Biker Big Gabonga. This is the card you always want to start with, and this is also the card you want to imperm in the future. We have 1 Rota. We have 2 emergency teleports because we have these psychics in here that are also the Takatomborg can search the Terratop, and we have this psychics here. Those are also level 3. We can special summon them if you control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Wheeler. We can special summon this. So these are extenders that you can use to get into your big Gabonga starting play. We just seen it. Basically, we have this Terratop together with Takatomborg. We are playing Imperms, so you could play anything else. Pot of Prosperity you can play, but you don't really need to. We have obviously a triple Maxi, triple Ash Boss, and then we have this full armored XYZ, which we are using for this part I just spoke about with the full armored Dark Knight Lancer. There's an Upstart Goblin you can play, and we have the Takatomborg. We are playing 2 Goblin Biker Big Gabonga here. Goblin Biker Troika Griare, 2 level 3 monsters, while 3 or more XYZ materials are attached to monsters on the field, not hard. Goblin monsters you control can attack directly, very nice to finish a game once per turn if a monster is normal or special summoned while this card is in the monster zone except during the damage step. We can also target one of those monsters, detach one material from a monster on either field, and if we do change that target this monster's battle position, and then once per turn when an opponent's monster declares an attack, we can also detach one material from a monster on either field, and if we do negate that attack. So this is a newer card from the Goblin Biker archetype, which is very versatile. You can use it in different situations, but it's not something you want to use in your base combo. We have an IP Masquerina, the Monster Negate Bamboozling, Gossip Shadow. There's an Underworld Goddess if you want to play it. Here's the Espinel Knight as well as the Appaloosa I talked about. We have a Zeus. We have this Armor Torpedo Dark Lancer package here. You can also go ahead and make Wave King High Caesar with the badass Goblin Bikers in combination with the Goblin Biker Grand Bash, changing the levels. And then we also have Goblin's Crazy Beast, which needs 2 level 6 monsters. We can make this via the badass Goblin Bikers. Once per turn quick effect, we can target one spell trap on the field, detach 2 materials from a monster on the field, and if we do attach that target to this card as material, very nice. So a spell trap removal. If a monster we control would be destroyed by card effect, we can detach one material from this card instead, so this is protecting. And then if this card is in our graveyard, we can special summon this card, then we can attach one Goblin monster from our graveyard to this card as material. Very strong card here, especially if we can get it into the graveyard and revive it. And then we are playing one Ashura King. This is an older card. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Are you excited for Goblin Bikers? Are you playing? Will you invest in this deck? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.